Namaskar. Hello and welcome to this special bulletin from Rethink India Institute. And in this bulletin, we would really like to introduce about our forthcoming congregation on the World Environment Day, which falls on 5th of June every year. And this very day also happens to be the Smriti Divas, the PunyaTithi of one of the very eminent nationalistic sages of India, Madhav Sadashiv Golwalkar Ji. And one of the key aphorisms of this great savant of Indic civilizational heritage, that while industrialization is a must, it need not be the blind imitation of the West. Nature is to be milked and not raped. Ecological factors, balance of nature, and the requirement of the future generations should also be taken into account. There should be an integrated thinking on ecology, economics, and ethics. So, at a time when climate change has taken over all our collective imagination and a kind of an apocalypse kind of a scenario is being seen by the environmentalists across the globe, we thought of juxtaposing the giant of Madhav Sadashiv Golwalkar Ji, who is popularly known as in the Indian imagination as Guruji. He was the second Sar Sangchalak of the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. And so Rethink India Institute has curated the Guru Golwalkar Environment Schools promoting integral Indic environmentalism, intertwining ecology, economics, and ethics, nurturing nature. So, this is the entire theme around which we are asking upon our very eminent schools across the nook and cranny of the country to come forward and nominate themselves as to how they are really putting up this integral Indic paradigm. The difference is that uh, in India, there is a complete continuum of the entire environmental space. And if we see that Prakriti, Mother Nature, has seen in terms of five elements: Shiti, Jal, Pavak, Gagan, Samira. So on the left hand side of this on my backdrop, if you can see that the earth element is the grossest of it all, which has all the potencies of Gandh, Ras, Roop, Sparsh, and Shabd. So this comes from the Indic pantheon that Mother Earth, where we all are based upon the planet Earth, as we all call it. So it has the salient properties of smell, taste, shape, touch, and sound. And a next level of earth is water, which loses the element of smell, but it has all the properties of taste, shape, touch, and sound. Moving forward, the further subtler element is of fire element, which we have mapped as the energy. And in contemporary world where the petrochemical war is happening across the globe, we are all feeling that pinch uh, of the scarcity of petrochemicals, and also energy's alternate sources have to be seen. So fire element has the shape, touch, and sound. It loses uh, both the smell and the taste part of it all. Then the air element, which only has the two properties substantive of touch and sound. And finally, the space element, which only possesses as the Shabda, the cosmic element, the electromagnetic radiations. And also, Rethink India has curated a very elaborate framework to all the participating in the interesting schools. I would just like to give a glimpse of it all, so that all the faculty coordinators and all who would be interested to participate, uh, they would really have an idea as to what how they have to fill it in. Just a moment. I mean, just yes. So if you can see, so this is the entire form where we are seeing that as integral Indic environmentalism. It may appear a bit ambiguous because in Indian system of knowledge, the existence of animate life is not considered different from the environment itself. Uh, in the philosophical terms हमारे यहाँ कहते हैं कि जो हमारा भारत में ईश्वर है वही expand होके प्रकृति बना. It's like the movie Avatar, and 24th of June we are all seeing the fire and the ash, the version 3 of the movie Avatar. So somewhere it gives a glimpse of the continuum of the Chaitanya, the consciousness, and the material animate of it. तो प्रकृति के साथ सामंजस्य स्थापित करके कैसे मनुष्य एक जीवन प्राप्त कर सकता है, यह इसका आधारभूत दार्शनिक अधिष्ठान है. द नॉन डुअलिटी, देयर इज अ कंटिन्यूम. आदि शंकरा he accommodated this concept, which meant that life and environment together, it makes the existence complete. So we in India consider ecology as sacred, and there is an connectedness across, and nothing more can give you a glimpse than the movie Avatar, where the ponytail of all those the blue beings, they used to communicate with Mother Nature in so very enigmatic fashion. The five elements I just talked about it, they are elemental properties from the Bharatiya Darshanik Adhishthan. And then there is a thought of community conservation. We just had the Punyatithi of Sundaral Bahuguna Ji a couple of days back. So there is a community conservation. कि हम फ्रुगैलिटी में रहें, प्रकृति के साथ तादाद में. प्रकृति भोग्या नहीं है. So there is a remarked difference between the Western environmentalism, which is segmented, fragmented, and somewhere or the other the thought is to प्रकृति पर विजय प्राप्त करने का एक भाव वहां है. भारत में जो भाव हमेशा से रहा वह सामंजस्य स्थापित करके समवेत रहकर तो माता प्रकृति को हमने माना है. And then we have a living traditions all across the nook and cranny of the country. So what we are asking, there's a bit of administrative details we are asking from all the participating schools. There's a small fees ascribed just the year of the Mahasamadhi of Puja Guruji. Just we remember that 5th of June 1973, he entered into his Mahasamadhi. So at Rethink India Institute, we feel that any phenomena, any contemporary and futuristic phenomena, we try to map it with a legend, with a savant of Indian national life, because that gives, because any parampara, if it has a living legend, a legend who has given his life to it, it really brings that caliber, brings that richness to it all. And then we have a very 5 or 6 questions. We have kept it very simple. There is a complaint from all of us as to what you guys try to challenge us in a big way. So the first question is, what is the philosophy of environmentalism at the applicant environment school, which is nurturing nature? So we really want to know, the jury wants to know that what is the philosophy into which, so this framework somewhere gives you a kind of a opportunity to club your all your activities. You are doing phenomenal work all across, but just cull it across in whatever elaborate number of words, and it can be a guiding document for the schools to depend upon. And then we ask the 5 practices which nurture the earth element. Now when we say earth element, it concerns the issues of solid waste management. Government of India, MOEFCC just came with the solid waste management rules just on 1st of April this year. It also means that segregation of the various waste materials at the source and its due diligent disposal. So what the school is doing, propagating, propounding at the institutional level, at the domestic level, because any national policy, we at Rethink India feel very, very fervently that all our challenges, they have solutions and redressals at the seat of our schools, because that's where the sanskaras in the future citizenry of the country resides. We don't need to be reactive revolutionaries, but we have to be constructive solutionaries, if I may be allowed to say so. So how the agrarian, soil health and other connected areas can be linked up. You are free. You can have conventions. You can really come together. If some of the parents come from the farming background, how the organic manure based farming is used as a circular economy, the recycling, and all kind of narratives it is out there, but we have kept the framework in a pentact, that how what you are doing with the earth element. Similarly, what you are doing to conserve the water element. It's very efficacious utilization, ranging from the effluent water of the reverse osmosis, or how the smart buildings are constructed, how the rainwater harvesting is done, how the sewage water is recycled, the septic tank, the STPs, how we are reducing the water pollution, so on and so forth. So, up to five practices we would really like to know, the innovative, ingenious, inventiveness over there. Then fire. We have clubbed the energy part into the fire element, because firewood to charcoal burning to coal burning, translating into, I would say, electricity for that matter. The solar energy again is the fire element. So fire is a subtle part. It comes from the Indian Yagna theory, but then we can easily map the fire with the energy aspect of it all. And as I covered up in the initial introduction, that energy crisis, what is looming large across. So how we are really working towards that, producing more energy at the institutional level. Are we doing the solar at the domestic level? How we are reducing the dependence perhaps on the fossil fuels. Many of the houses have moved from LPG or PNG to induction, the electricity part of it all. So we really want to know how the environment school is working towards that. Then the air element. Come winters, the AQI debate across Indian cities, the smog, the fog, the breathability, the lung disease issues. So what is being done to reduce the air pollution? Again, it is linked with the energy part of it all, using public transport, purifying, planting more trees, so and so forth. How we are doing it, we want to know it more, we want to learn it from you, what all dimensions the environment school is really treading in and preparing the future citizenry into that. And finally, it is the space element. We all are very enthused about the satellites, the Navik constellation, the GPS trackers. Space also comes from the electromagnetic radiation, which is now all around us. We are having gigabytes of transmission capabilities all across. So linking with that, radiation has its own hazards. If the students have visited the nuclear medicine in the hospitals, so the radiation is an issue out there. So how the space element, again, the space cluttering, the kind of satellites we are launching. So the space pollution is a big issue coming forward. So we also want your reflections onto that. So this is a small form and framework, and the link is rethinkindia.online/environment schools. You would be getting in your teasers, in your WhatsApp creatives and all. So this is a kind of a humble, I would say, uh, effort from the House of Rethink India to commemorate the World Environment Day with the legend of Madhav Sadashiv Golwalkar Ji, Guruji as we popularly call him. And we invite you all to participate heartily into that. And on this occasion, we would also be felicitating a vast galaxy of gurus who are pursuing, propounding the thematic of integral environmentalism. And if you know any environmentalist in the local area, an individual, maybe maybe the honorable principal herself is an environmentalist in her own accord. So we also invite that kind of a nominations parallelly. But this is an institutional recognition whereby we want the school as an institution to take on that responsibility, that हम एक राम सेतु बनाने में एक छोटी गिलहरी की भूमिका कैसे कर सकते हैं अदा. Because the kind of global politics which is happening from the conference on environment, withdrawal is happening. There is a lot of departure happening across, but still the environmentalists are quite well anchored. We don't want the global climate to go beyond 1.5 or 2 degree. Otherwise, the glaciers will melt away. The icebergs, it will be a kind of a whole deluge, the pralay as we all know it in our pantheon. So environment is a very intricate subject, and we would be having a very hearty discussion on the World Environment Day. So this was a small primer, the effort The objective is just to introduce you, just to orient you as to what we intend to commemorate this very, 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 very special day. And as you can see on the backdrop also, that five elements, they have their specific global days. Like there is a World Earth Day, we all celebrate, it's on 22nd of April. Then the World Water Day is on 22nd of March. And then World Energy Day is on 14th of February. And World Air Day is commemorated on 7th of September. And then there is an entire week which is the World Space Week, and India has its own Space Day on Indian National Space Day on 23rd of August. So we just try to club it all together because we want to anchor it to philosophically and practically from the Indic pantheon as to what India can really give a message to the whole world in terms of energy or environmental conservation for that matter. So thank you so much. And any questions you can relate it back to Dr. Surbhi on 9910050939. You have all the numbers. So thank you so much and looking forward for a hearty participation in the Integral Environment Forum on 5th of June 2026. So namaskar.